And I'm back again with another video. Today's topic is going to be on self-love, self-care. I did a poll on my Instagram and my Facebook, 3 topics that I wanted to get into today. And this one had the most votes. So we're just going to jump right into things. Bear with me. This is a broad topic and it can go many different ways. But I'll try to steer clear of the path I'm trying to stay on. First, I want to start off by saying that we need to, as women, I'm speaking for us women, we need to get in tune with ourselves. We need to figure out what makes us happy, what makes us sad. We need to get a journal and write down things about ourselves that we see about ourselves. So we can teach other people how to love us. Because if we don't know how to love us, how can we teach someone else how to love us? It's very important to love yourself because you won't settle for less, especially in relationships, jobs, with your family, with your friends. We won't settle for things that we know we are greater than. When you know your worth, you add tax, and when that person comes into your space and interrupt what you had going on or interrupt your worth and try to degrade your worth, you know when to cut them off because your self-love and your self-worth overpowers their negative energy and has kicked them right to the curb. Okay, you don't want to have low self-esteem to where you accept things that you know you should not be accepting. This comes into self-love. Self-esteem is a part of self-love. You have to love yourself, love who you are, everything about you, externally and internally. More importantly, internally, we have to love our mind, our body, and our soul. I speak with my hands a lot, just notice that. But yes, we have to speak. We have to love our mind, body, and our soul, and then everything else will follow. Once you love your mind, you love the person that you are internally, because you hear your own thoughts. Once you agree with this person in your brain, everything else will follow. You will love your body, you will love your face, you will love your spirit, you will love your energy, because all that flows into one. So we need to get in tune with ourselves so we don't settle for less, especially with relationships. A lot of women deal with abuse and verbal abuse, physical abuse, just settling for anything because we never were taught how to love ourselves. And especially with family plays a big part because we grew up around these people all their life, and who's to say they're not toxic? Family can be toxic too, and it can be toxic to our spirit, and it can be toxic to knowing who we want to be and knowing who we are, especially your parents. A lot of our parents weren't brought up on self-love. They were brought up on survival. They were brought up on struggle. So they passed that down onto us, and we have to break the cycle. Learn how to love yourself first, and everything will follow. If you don't love yourself, you just setting yourself up for failure. This is why a lot of us have failed marriages, have failed relationships, have failed families, because we tend to please our partner, our friend, before we please ourselves, and know that your partner and your friend is going to please themselves no matter how you feel and no matter what you did for them. Your partner, say for example, your partner is out all day partying with his friends and you just want to spend time. You call him like, yo, I want to spend time with you. Come home, chill with me. You're like, all right, I'll be there. He don't come home 3-4 hours later. But let him have called you and say, yo, we about to go out, we about to chill. I want to chill with you. What you doing? You ditching your homegirls and you going to chill with him, right? No. Find what makes you happy. If chilling with your homegirl make you happy, chill with your homegirl. You can see that nigga later. Because he's going to put himself first when it's only on relationships, because a lot of us are not in relationships. But this is where we lose our self-worth the most. Because we tend to settle for things that we know we are worth more than. We settle for an abusive partner. We settle for a distant partner. We settle for a degrading partner. All because we think that's how it's supposed to go. And it's not. When you love yourself, you won't settle for nothing. You have to find a beauty in yourself so that when your partner comes along, he has to level up to your standards of how you love yourself. So you can teach him how to love you. You can't teach nobody how to love you if you don't know how to love yourself. This is why we have to get in tune with ourselves. You have to get a journal, write down things about yourself that you love. You love the way you smile. You love the way you cook. You love the way you know how to please people. You know how you love anything you love about yourself. It could be materialistic. It could be internally. It could be externally. Anything you love about yourself, write it down and get in tune with that. Like, this is when you do this, you start to love these things more, and it starts to become more natural. It's like, oh yeah, I'm having a bad hair day, but I'm still that chick. Like, I'm still gonna walk outside with the confidence that I could put any nigga out here I want. And we have to care about ourselves first. We tend to put our families and our partners and our friends before ourselves, and they won't do that for us. They will not. They will not. Especially our family. They're very, very, people don't know how degrading they are. Like, in our family, they'll say things that they think is okay, and you have to shut that down. Your spirit has to shut that down. When you love yourself, no matter what nobody's perspective is of you, you know who you are. You know that you are this genuine, loving, caring person. No matter what your mother say, no matter what your father say, no matter what your cousins say, you know who you are, and whatever they say can never change your perspective of yourself, because you love yourself, and other people will see that about you. You don't have to brag about it. You don't have to brag about nothing. Oh, I'm real, I'm this, I'm that. No, when you're real, it shows. You don't have to speak on none of that, because your energy and your aura gives that off to people. This is why it's important. People can tell when you're not confident with yourself, and this is why a lot of kids get bullied. Because you pick the weakest link. You could see the little shy person in the corner. Oh, she's shy, I'm gonna go pick with her first. No, be big, be broad, love yourself, and enjoy who you are, because you only get one life. You have to live it. We constantly look for love in the wrong places. Like, your mother can't tell you how to love yourself. Your partner can't tell you how to love yourself. Your kid can't teach you how to love yourself. And you can't teach your kid how to love themselves if you don't know how to love yourself. How are you going to teach somebody how to do something you don't even know how to do? And this is so important as a parent, because we pour our troubles onto our child. And it's so toxic, and this builds a troubled child. And they become toxic. And they don't know how to love themselves. And they pass it on to their kids, and they pass it on to their partner. And it's like a revolving door. Nobody knows how to love themselves. This is why it's so important. Because if nobody knows how to love themselves, how are we really loving each other? Do we really love each other? Because we don't even know how to please ourselves. How are we going to please somebody else? And I just learned that recently in my relationship. I always looked for my boyfriend to make me happy, to please me, and he can't. Like, that's not his job. I shouldn't put that much of a burden on his shoulders to make me happy. You can't make me happy. I have to make me happy, and what you do adds to my happiness. You can't put happiness into me. I had to put that into me. And he didn't understand that at first, and I'm like, he's like, what can I do to make you happy? You can't make me happy, because I'm not happy with myself right now. I don't love who I am right now. Let me find out who I am. Let me build who I am. Let me learn who I am. And then I can tell you how I want you to love me. Then I can tell you how you can make me happy. Because the things that I'm telling you is things that I want from myself. And I can't give that to myself. So how I expect you to give that to me? Whew, that's a word. Okay? Love yourself. Care for yourself. Teach yourself how to love yourself. Everything is about you. Make it about you. Be selfish with yourself. Be selfish with your spirit. Be selfish with your energy. Because when somebody step into your place with negative energy, negative words about you and their perspective of you, it wouldn't even matter. Their perspective of you wouldn't even matter, because you love who you are. And 9 times out of 10, their perspective of you is really their perspective of themselves. Okay? Okay? So if they calling you a bitch, and they saying that you rude, they really feel that way about themselves, but they don't know how to express that. That's really how you feel about yourself. That's not me. Don't bring your energy and the stuff that you hate about yourself onto me. I know who I am. I'm loving. I'm caring. I'm inspirational. Okay. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. At first, I wasn't feeling it. I didn't know where I was going with this, but yes, love yourself, care for yourself, put yourself first no matter what. Even if you have kids, give yourself a mental break. It's okay to take a break from your kids, despite what anybody says. I don't care what nobody says. Every mom, every parent, every dad deserves a break. Kids are very overwhelming. They require too much of our attention, and it can become a lot. And this is where we become depressed and we become sick because we're giving too much of ourselves out more than we're taking in, you know? So remember to just love yourself. Be you. Be free. Do things that you want to do. And I say all of that to say this. Don't let nobody, negative energy, negative words, negative spirit come into your space and make yourself question who you are. You know who you are. Embrace who you are. Let them know who you are. You don't even got to speak on them. When you step in a room, people see your light. Don't dim that for nobody. You are who you are because you tend to love yourself. And if you don't love yourself, other people are going to continue to hurt you. Nothing can hurt you when you love yourself. It's like, oh, I know I was more than that. He didn't cheat on me because I was this X, Y, and Z. He cheated on me because he don't love himself. Not because of me. That don't have nothing to do with me. He cheated because he wanted to cheat. And it has nothing to do with me. Your partner doing things has nothing to do with you. You are more than what they do. Don't blame yourself for somebody else's actions. It's because they don't love themselves. You are worth more. You have to accept more. You have to nip stuff in the bud from the jump. Because once you settle for one thing, you're going to continue to settle for more. And we have to stop that pattern. When you love yourself, when you get into a new relationship or you get into a new friendship, you will stop accepting things that hurt you in the past. And you will nip it in the bud as soon as it happens, before it even happens. Okay, this is who I am and this is what I'm not accepting. If you're not bringing more to the table, then you have to go. Matter of fact, I am the table. What plate are you serving on my table? Because if you don't have enough for me to eat off of, you need to go. You don't fulfill me. You don't fill me up enough. Okay? I am the table. You bring the plate. And if I figure out if I want to eat that or not. Just remember that you are more than what people think of you. You have to think more of you. And others will think more of you. That's all I really have to say about this topic. I hope I helped someone. I hope I led you in the right direction. There was so much to talk about. My brain was just going. So if it's a little off, just bear with me.